Welcome back to another edition of Fly Tying with Jim Misiura. Today I'm going to tie a Hemingway's rubber leg pheasant tail. The hook that I have in the vise, this is a Hemingway's barbless nymph hook. This is size 12, and this is number HC114. Very nice hooks, very sharp. Love the barbless feature. I'm going to start off by, I'm not going to use a bead on this. I'm just going to use 15 thousandths lead-free wire. I'm going to start it just about at the middle. I want my lead to be mostly on the thorax. Put about 10 or 12 on there. The one thing that I don't like about lead-free wire is it doesn't break very easy. So I'm going to go ahead and use my nail clippers and just clip that off. Doesn't break as easy as lead. The thread I'm going to use is Hemingway's. This is a dark brown, and this is 8/0 thread. Very, very good thread. I would compare this to a Vivas thread. It says 8/0, but it's more like a 10 or a 12. Start the lead behind the eyes, and we're going to wrap that, secure that lead wraps. Just go back and forth on it a couple of times there. That'll just help fill in some of the lead wraps. Move it back to just to the bend. And first thing I'm going to put on is the rib. And the rib I'm going to use is Hemingway's. This is black. This is 0.1 millimeter. Very thin thread. I would call this extra, extra fine. Yeah, pull a little bit off my spool there. And you can very easily just break this thread or the wire. I'm going to tie that in. And bring the thread back. Now, I'm not going to use a traditional pheasant tail. This is an Amherst pheasant tail. I like the way this molting gives you a nice nice body. You're not going to see the large molting on the body part, but I like the way it gives you a little bit of different colors. I'm going to go ahead and align these tips. And I want that tail to be about, this material is a little softer than the pheasant tail centers, but I like it anyway. I'm going to make that about half the length of the hook shank. And I'm going to pull this back and pin that down. And I'm going to bring my thread up to the front. I'm going to go just in back of the eye of the hook. And I'm going to put my rubber legs on. And these are Hemingway Mayfly Nymph rubber legs. And you can see they have a wing pod attached to them there, which is nice. We have a tab there. We're going to tie that in. I'm holding it a little bit towards my side, so when I make that wrap, it's going to stay right on top. And we're going to bring that back. And we could bring our thread to about the thorax. You could fold that over and see where that's going to be. That's pretty good. I'm actually into the wing pad a little bit, but we're going to wrap this pheasant tail up past where we need it. Just wrap that a little bit, and we're going to start winding that forward. You can see you got a little bit different shades of color there. And I'm going to tie that in. I got a couple of those pigtails in my way there. There we go. Yeah, I'm going to take my pliers off. I'm going to take my new scissors that I got from Frosty Fly, and we're going to trim that. Really nice surgical scissors. Now I'm going to take my rib, I'm going to go underneath, I'm going to counter wrap this, being the opposite direction that I wrapped the pheasant. You won't really see much of that wire, but it is going to give you the security that it's not going to unwrap if a fish's tooth gets caught on it. Then you can just break that off. Now I'm going to take some Peacock Herl. Going to take 2 strands of the Peacock Herl. Nope, I grabbed 3, so I'll just use 3. The brittle ends, take them off, and we're going to tie that in. We're going to wrap the thorax. I'm going to come up and I'm going to go back. Want a nice thick thorax here. And we've got separation. Get that one up front. I'm going to go ahead and tie those 2 in. And I unwrapped, I'll just rewrap that. Then we can go ahead and trim off that excess. Go ahead and wrap that 3rd one in there. Bring that up. And remove that. Yeah, just pop that one off. Now I'm going to take my thread back slightly. Just to about the middle of that thorax there, and I'm going to fold the legs over. And I'm going to wrap between the 2nd and 3rd legs. That 2 wraps there. I'm going to bring it up between the 1st and 2nd legs and give that 2 wraps. And then we're going to come up to the head. And that thread didn't do anything to the thorax. Now we got a different color on the Wingbud, but we're just going to use our markers to get that to the color that we want. Go ahead and remove that thread. And I'm going to bring my markers out. I'm going to use some tan. Closer to that, the color of the Amherst pheasant. Get those bottoms of those legs. Kind of almost has a reddish tint there. Get that head area a little bit more. Gonna take my black one and just put a couple of specks on there. Just kind of touch those legs a little bit. Put a couple of specks on the wing case. You get a couple. Just kind of touch those bottoms. And here we have a Hemingway rubber leg Amherst pheasant tail. Hope that you learned something from this video. Hope you would subscribe to my channel. Please visit my sponsors. Please leave comments, questions, suggestions. If you'd like to purchase any of the flies that I make, please go to etsy.com/shop/theflymanjim. If you don't see it, just send me a message and we'll figure something out. And most of all, thank you very much for watching my videos.